Hello and welcome. In this video I'll be taking a look at the F-15 SMTD mod by Subaru1572. And for a little bit of information on the F-15 SMTD, it was actually the airframe used was the pre-production TF F-15A, which was to be the F-15B airframe number 1. And was the first 2-seat F-15 Eagle built by McDonnell Douglas out of 2 prototypes, and was also the 6th F-15 off the assembly line. And also, just to add, that it was the oldest F-15 flying up to its retirement. So it's had a long and varied and colourful history, and I would totally recommend you going and looking into the history of this airframe, because the things that it has done is mind-boggling, and just the one whole airframe throughout all of these tests and evaluations. So I mean, it's definitely worth a look. I mean, just a few characteristics. It had a crew of 2, had a capacity of 17,000 pounds, and it was powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney F100 PW229 turbofans, and the thrust vectoring was provided by a 20-degree 3-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles. So by the looks of things, this did have a varied range of vectoring, but is not shown on this actual mod. So just take that in consideration, that again, that this is an early mod in the works. The maximum speed was 1,422 miles per hour, or 1,322 knots. Maximum speed in Mach was Mach 2, and surface ceiling 60,000 feet. So it wasn't a slouch, and it wasn't scared of going high. And just for the final note before we get into the mod itself, the canards on the front of this airframe were actually derived from FA-18 stabilators. So yeah, interesting airframe indeed. So anyway, you're not here for the chat, you're here for the mod, so take it away. So I have one here parked on the ramp at Kobaleti. We just quickly go through the configuration editor. As you can see, we've got the default skin there of AF-11108, and it does come with some extra liveries, so you can just have just black, blue, light blue, all the way down to yellow, just to make things a little bit different, I suppose. But actually no, we'll go with black. And you can add external stores to it, which the builder of this mod has kindly done, so we can now actually dogfight with it. Although these are a bit skew if they don't really align with what's, you know, pylon 1 being out here and pylon 8 being here. You've got 2 fuel tanks, and then it goes from there. So pylon 1, so they've even included the pylon 5, which is insane. So pylon 6, pylon 5, so then it works these 2 pylons 1 and 6, and then 2, 3 and 4 for the centre fuselage. Those can be either AIM-120 Bravos or Charlie 5s. So we'll just arm up with those just for the fun of it, and we'll have a look at it on the ramp. So as you can see, front office is just the F-15 Charlie from the Flaming Cliffs 3 module, and you look behind you, there are the avionics bays behind the cockpit, and everything is just laid out as as normal, no changes. If we go into the external view, you can see that there are two seats modelled. You can see the obvious addition of the canards, and yeah, the rather large square exhaust system of the engines, yeah. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Look very Transformerish, sort of like Starscream from the Gen 1. So yeah, I mean, it really does look good. Been well modelled externally, and it's only at version 1.1, so it's obviously still being worked on, and people are working on liveries for it, although I've not been able to get them to work yet. Now, let's get this thing fired up and have a look at the obvious things that are different about it. So to get this thing living and breathing, it's the same procedure as the Flaming Cliffs 3 F-15 Charlie. No different whatsoever, so it's just right shift and lemur to get the electrics online, right control and lemur for the nav lights, right alt and lemur for the landing light, and to get the engines fired up we use right control and home. That should get the RPM gauge moving. And while that's starting up, I'll just explain the weapon systems on this. There is no gun. I'll repeat that again, there is no gun. So if you plan to dogfight in this thing, you'll have two shots, and that'll be either the AIM 9X's or the Python 5s. Obviously if you're going to take the Python 5s, you've got a very good chance of a hit, so that's a bonus, so that pretty much makes up for no gun. But if you fire off both and you miss, you're pretty screwed, so just keep that at the back of your mind when flying this. But yeah, you've got the BVR with the AIM 120 Charlie 5 and Bravo, and as I say, closer in with the infrared missiles, Python 5s and AIM 9X's, and that's it. That's all you're limited to really. But then again, this thing wasn't built for dogfighting or BVR or anything like that. This was built for testing and evaluating, so make of that what you will. So we'll get the left engine started with right alt and home. If we look out over the shoulder now, you'll see that the sort of surfaces are moving now. A bit clunky, but they move nonetheless, and it's not really something you're going to be staring at when you're flying. Yeah. We'll jump out, we'll have a look around. As I said, it looks a bit smoother now that you're not in the cockpit. But looking around, as you can see, I've got the Python 5s on there. You've got some fuel tanks if you want to go a little bit further, and you've got your AIM 120s, either Bravo or Charlie 5, your decision, on the fuselage pylons. And then this bit at the back that we are quite interested in, the thrust vectoring exhaust system. Now I know that it's only for aesthetics, so it doesn't actually make any difference whatsoever on the performance of the aircraft, but if the actual mod has been programmed so that it has that little bit more manoeuvrability, that's all that matters really. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty mean looking. You've only got the movement in the pitch. There's no rudder left, right, and if you do the aileron, they sort of turn in alternate directions, where I would have thought they would have deflected in opposite directions so that you get a tighter turn. But I'm no expert at aerodynamics and the like. But yeah, that's the external walk around while live. So let's jump back in the cockpit and do some dogfighting. So I'm at 12,000 feet, and as you can see, there's a black dot just out there to the right of the screen, which is the SU-27. We're coming in hot, so we will merge, and then we'll see how the fight goes. So this should be interesting, as I'm absolutely useless, and I've got him set as veteran. So the likelihood is I'll either be getting dinghy or I will be getting a coffin, one of the two. Let's find out. Okay, so he, as I said before, he's coming in hot, so we will merge. I won't be firing off my missiles in the first pass, because where's the fun in that? So we'll see what happens as we get into the fight. Okay, so we're merging. He's already fired one off at me. Okay, should be interesting. Oh yes, got him. That doesn't normally happen. And I know veteran's not the hardest of setting on there, but I managed to get him with my first missile. Quite happy with that. Maneuverability of this thing is pretty good. Seem to have outturned that SU-27, that was fun. So yeah, that's the F-15 SMTD. As I say, descriptions will be down. Sorry, the download links will be down in the description. And if you've got this far, thank you for watching. And if I've earned your subscription, please do so. And as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.